Hey there everybody, it's Mike Delisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today we're going to be taking a look at Tiwanaku. This is coming from Sit Down Games, 1 to 4 players in about an hour. A couple of things I want to point out. Number one is that this is a Kickstarter Deluxe Edition of the game. It may very well and likely will be different than the retail edition of the game, so depending upon which edition you come across, play, or own, what you see may or may not be exactly indicative of what you have. And I'm also going to show off this add-ons and all-in box that has some upgraded wooden tiles, additional scenario discs, and things along those lines. This also has a slipcover on it, so you can see that slipcover, and then I will show you the actual game art, or box art as well. So let's tear into it and take a look, shall we? All right, so again, this is the Deluxe Edition, and it is going to have some different aspects to it than it would for the retail edition. All right, so competitive, cooperative, or solo, deduction, exploration, and optimization. So it is a deductive game where you are trying to figure things out based upon limited information that you may have. There is the actual cover of the game. I think that, for my money, that is some beautiful, beautiful artwork there, but again, your mileage may vary. That is the French edition of the rule book, and there is the English edition of the rule book that we will focus on. All right, they have our overview here. You must deduce which types of crops your Quechuas should plant to respect the will of Pachamama. It will be crucial to respect a certain size for regions, a principle for diversity. A region can never contain two identical crops. Says Pachamama forbids any transgression of these two fundamental rules. For each space on the board, there's only one correct choice. All right. So here we see our contents and our setup here. And then we've got our main aspect of the game. During the game, you'll take turns in clockwise order. On your turn, you must either explore or divine. For explore, it always begins with a movement phase and then may lead to a discovery phase. And so they talk about how movement works, primarily orthogonally, and there are certain rules that you have to follow through your movement. And then if you stop on an empty space, it reveals a terrain tile there, which is the discovery aspect of it. So you're either going to be doing that, the explore, or you're going to divine. Divination consists of deducing which crops should be planted on one or more previously discovered terrain tiles. They show you all the steps that you need to take to do that divination. And then finally, after and only after completing your explore or divine action successfully, you may make an offering to Pachamama to earn points. All right, and so they say successfully, because if you make an incorrect divination, that ends your turn and you cannot make an offer. So that's something you have to take in mind. So they talk about what aspects you're going to be using to do the deduction. Basically, that the rules of diversity is that terrain tiles are grouped into regions, which is going to be a group of 1 to 5 terrain tiles of the same type, orthogonally adjacent to each other. And so they tell you the 2 regions of the same type are never adjacent, not even diagonally, and they give you examples of that. And then the rule of separation, which is 2 identical crops, i.e. of the same level, can never be adjacent to one another, neither orthogonally nor diagonally, no matter what type of terrain there is. So this could never happen because those are diagonally adjacent. This could never happen because those are orthogonally adjacent. The end of the game is triggered when you place the final terrain tile on the game board, then finish your turn, and then starting with you and going clockwise, each player may perform a divination with one of their Quechua meeples going around the table. Then they have an example of a complete round of play, which I always think is nice. And they have their solo mode rules here as well. They also have a cooperative game that has its own separate section in the rule book. All right. And this is also, I think, very nice. These boxes make it easy to explain the basic concepts to new players. So these are some 5 big points that you can start the game with to kind of give them an idea on how it works. So I think that's nice that they added that. Let's take a look at the other components in the game. Here's a large scoreboard and a diversity board, I think this is called, with some beautiful art there, and it looks like you place the terrain tiles there. Here are the different crops. These are nice, thick cardboard. The quality of the cardboard is quite good. I don't know if that's specific to the Deluxe Edition or not. I can't say. I don't know. Here we see a double-sided board. All right. Show that off. I believe this is the solo side of the board. I believe that's the case. And we've got some player screens here. You can show the art on those. And then we've got some wooden pieces here, which are very nice, screen printed wooden pieces. A nice custom insert that you can see there. All right. Some wooden resources here, screen printed wooden resources. Some of them are screen printed, I should say, not all. And then it looks like we've got our little, I believe those are llamas. Those are adorable. There's one in each of the player colors. And then it looks like there are individual player pieces for each color too. Those look fantastic. So I will show off each of those. I've mentioned a time or two, or three or four, what a fan I am of the screen printed wooden meeples that we are seeing in the industry now. I mean, I think that they have gotten so good at this. I love the look of it. It still kind of has that classic Euro game look, but it's just a little bit more kind of sharp. All right, I'm not gonna open these. These are just our crop tiles. You can see these are nice thick cardboard. They've got them for all four of the different types. This is the wheel, all right? And you can see that these windows slide. Oh, now you can see that these windows slide because you're going to be placing within this wheel these sheets. All right, these different scenario sheets. All right, I call them sheets, but they're more like discs. All right, and you place them inside, and they're going to tell you which crop types are going to go on which spaces, and it's basically what you are trying to deduce in the game. All right, so let me kind of show off what these look like. So give me a moment to get them out of the wrapping because they are not a standard shape, so they're a little bit tricky to get unwrapped here. All right, so from what I understand, this is basically like the setup. This is what you can show. You don't want to show the other side because that's got kind of the info on them, but you see there are different types here. I think for a shorter game and for a longer game, I believe is how that works. I think, not positive. All right, let me see if I can put one of these in there without making a mess of things. Although I probably need to read the book to see how to do this. So I'm not going to try to do this right now, but basically this slides into there. You open these up and it's going to show off certain things that you're meant to see. All right. These are all different scenarios. They say that they are replayable scenarios. I'll have to take their word for it. I haven't played it yet, but that is what they say at least. All right. And so you can see that all that slots right back down there into its spots, and again, it looks like, seems to me to be a nice insert that place for everything and everything in its place. You'd be placing some things there as well, I believe. Let me just quickly show you off the add-ons and the all in here that have some extra scenarios. Like I probably am not going to open those because you've kind of seen what those are already, but let's look and see what the upgraded tiles and tokens look like at least. All right. So we've got some scratch pads that I think are going to be used to help you deduce, perhaps. And then we've got our wooden tiles here, and we've got more scenario discs. 20 additional scenario discs there. Let's look at the wooden bits, because that's probably the thing that's going to be the most remarkable. All right, so yes, these are quite substantial. These are printed on wood. They're of a nice thickness. Let me show off some of these crop tiles as well. And again, I think these are just going to be replacing the cardboard tiles that you'd have in the main game. Very nice. I think the cardboard is nice. I think the wood is nice. I don't think that I don't get the impression this is going to be necessary by any means, because the game production, from what I can see, looks quite impressive just in this. And again, this is the deluxe edition, so I cannot speak to the retail. I have not seen it as of yet. All right, there you have it. That is Tiwanaku. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.